in the process, I realized that my ego, the more I let go of my ego, the more it wanted to grab hold. The more I tried to get clear with myself, the more it wanted to take charge because it knew it was going to be annihilated. You see, the truth of the matter is we have to annihilate our own ego. That's what the journey is about. The ego comes in, it works with us for many lifetimes, different egos, by the way, different personalities. And then we come into the place where then you have to move out of the ego into the God self. The ego can never go to God, as God is all-powerful, all knowledge, has opportunities to put in wonderful causes for people and all kinds of wonderful things that God gets to do with you individually and collectively. So once I began to feel, understand that this part of me, this little ego part of me that was slowly but surely getting annihilated, it started clawing. And man, did it get me. It wanted, it would give me all kinds of reasons not to do things and all kinds of dreams of fear and what will happen if I move into this new space, nobody will know me or like me or care about me. All those kinds of things were in my mind. And I realized that it's my ego that doesn't want to let go and take itself into the next dimension of our whole beingness. Because that fourth dimensional beingness is where you have that clarity, where you are detached from the opposites. And it seems like you wouldn't care about anything because you're detached. So what? So what? The house is burning down. So what? It's not that kind of thing. It's beyond that. It's an understanding of what's happening in your life and whatever area you are moving in at that present time. So going to the next dimension of being, you have to let go of that ego part of you because it can't go there. It can't. It would grab it up for itself and be the biggest judge in the world. It would judge everybody and everything. And when you're in judging other people, believe me, you're in your ego. I know that to be true because that was so clear to me that when I used to judge and say, she should be doing that or he should be doing that or they did that to me, oh my goodness, I'm really feeling awful. Well, that was my ego. My ego liked to find problems for myself. If not, if you're too happy and I'm not happy, I'm going to say something to make you unhappy so that you're as unhappy as I am. Now, you've been around people like that. If you're really happy, they don't want you to be happy. They're going to put some little fire on you so you aren't as happy as you could be. And that's the wonderful thing, is that you get free. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how people treat you. You're beyond it. You are clear with it. You are free to be who you are. And the third dimensional world doesn't attack you like it does when you are an ego living in the third dimension. The fourth dimension sees things clearly. It understands where it is. It understands what needs to be done. And it's not done for its ego purposes. It's done because it loves. It cares. It wants to support. It wants to give. That's the nature of this higher part. It is service. It's unselfish service. It's not asking for anything in return. It is happy to do it, and if it's appreciated, that's wonderful. If it isn't appreciated, that's wonderful too. Because a lot of things I do, it's not appreciated. Because my job is to my students know that my job with them is to always put the light on them, always support them. And what is your next spiritual step? And what is it that you need to do? What is the ego telling you that you shouldn't be? And it's very unpopular sometimes because we don't want to hear that. We don't want somebody shining the light on us. And then we have to take action. Then we have to take responsibility. We can no longer hide. And so this is the hard part, but you cannot not do that what you're supposed to do because it's yours to do. Not because you want to put someone down. It's because you love them and you know, boy, if they take this step, they're going to get higher, get more understanding, get more spiritual awareness. So I'll always push you because I'm being pushed. I'm always being pushed to take my next step, to get the next revelation, to get my next understanding. And in the process, you are being pushed to do the same thing. It's the way the world works. It's the way the energy flows. It just flows and it pushes us. So the ego gets in a big fight with us. And the more we are conquering our ego, the bigger the battle. And that was my biggest surprise. That I thought, oh, I've gotten this done, that done, and the next thing. Oh, the best ego of all, oh my God, I almost forgot to tell you, is the spiritual ego. Oh man, the spiritual ego is absolutely fabulous. Oh, it is so wonderful. It is the one that, oh my goodness, I am so illumined. I know all the answers. I'm so great. And that has to go too, because it has no place to live in the fourth dimension. It knows it all. It doesn't need to read, I've already read that book. I'm already doing this. I read 17 books, and I am an encyclopedia of spiritual things, and just ask me. And I had that one as I was moving. One of the things is when I started to see my past lives, and I was so excited about this, I just started telling everybody about this big step I took. I saw a past life. Aren't I wonderful? You know, that wasn't what I said to them, aren't I wonderful? But I had it in my aura, my energy. Oh, this is what I did. Oh my goodness, I discovered this. And then I could not speak of past lives for probably 12 years. Every time I had a past life experience, every time I was doing something to get a new revelation, I was not allowed to speak of it. I couldn't tell anybody but my best friend that was going through the same process as I was. Otherwise, I know nothing, I see nothing, I say nothing. And that's the way it was, because I had my ego self wanted to pick it up and dance with it. And it wasn't allowed to, because if it did that, it was destroying something that was trying to emerge in me, trying to open its door to me, and allowing me to spread my wings and to find myself. Inside me was something that was miraculously beautiful and creatively one with something greater than itself, knowing itself, but knowing its oneness with this other part of me. I don't know how to say it better than that. It's just, it's letting that self go. And it was the greatest thing and the greatest experience I ever had, because it was so heavy. You don't know until you start letting it go how much it pulls you down, how much you drag it with you. You are constantly defending yourself or boosting yourself up or putting yourself down. I mean, it's a journey that's not going to be too rewarding. When you die and you go to heaven and you say, here I am, God, another incarnation, and man, I messed up here and I didn't do this, and boy, I got all confused, and I should have done this and I did that, and I have all these excuses, and that's fine, Jane. Don't worry about it. You just go back down again and start to untangle the mess you made this time. Well, I'm going to tell you, when I leave this body, I am going to leave this body squeaky clean. I tell you, I don't want any more. And I don't want to do anything that isn't in the best interest of my soul. And I don't want to do anything that isn't in the best interest of your soul. Your soul is my soul. And when you start to get to that place of your evolution, that you understand that you are all part of my body, even though you seem to be sitting there, and I'm a part of your body, and you start to understand how one we are, then what is it that I wouldn't do for you? That, because you are part of me. And it's an exchange, a great exchange. So the ego that is always trying to push on you and yank on you and tell you that you're not okay or tell you that you're so okay. Either way, it's in the opposites. And the goal of the spiritual student is to go beyond the opposites. And that's a journey. And that takes a long, hard look at oneself. And it keeps turning and turning and turning. You feel like you're on a spit, that you're turning on the spit, and you have to let go of this thing and that thing that you know is not good for you, that's not supporting you, not helping you to be the person you can possibly be in this lifetime.